Hi everyone, Daniel from Homegrown Australia. So it's nice and early in the morning, it's still a little bit chilly. I've come out to feed the chooks and well, yesterday actually I noticed this, that I'm pretty sure it would have been the cockies had got into the broccoli and the cauliflower. They actually had a bit of a go at the kale as well. So a bit of kale there you can see on the side. I've just cleaned up off the bed. I'll feed that to the chooks, and I suppose fortunately they only really took out one of the broccoli plants. There's another one there they started to nibble on the edge, and they took out the tops of a couple of the cabbages, and over here they pulled out some dill as well. So yeah, quite annoying. I do have a solution for this, and these hoops that you can just start to see in shot weren't on the garden bed before, and I've just started to put them in, and I thought I'd do a quick video because someone actually asked me about this in the chat the other day, or in the comments in the other day. So what I'm doing is I use a slightly larger water pipe. I just get these at Bunnings, I cut them up. I use a little bracket that you can buy there as well, just at your hardware stores, and just put them into the side. Now the reason I do that rather than bracketing the hoops directly in is that I can just pull these out and I can move them between my beds. So you'll see here on this bed, you see the little white bits sticking up. Now I keep them sticking up so they don't get soil down them, just above the height of the bed, and that's worked really well. I've had these in here for years, and they've held up, and I can move the hoops then to whichever bed I need. I've got a lot of hoops, but I don't have enough for every single bed, and I never need it. I never need them on every single bed at the same time. So plus I can pull them up and get them out of my way when I'm just cleaning up a bed. So that works really well. You can see the broccoli is absolutely beautiful. But anyway, we're not talking about broccoli. We're talking about, you know, protecting the plants from birds. So these hoops are a great idea. The other thing to note is you can get water and electrical conduit. So if you're not in the trades, you might not be aware of that. And then the electrical conduit, this grey electrical conduit, I find is cheaper than the water pipe. So, and it's usually in a different section in the hardware store. So if you're going to Bunnings, for example. So yeah, you might need to use the thicker water pipe at the bottom, and then use this thinner electrical conduit just to create your hoops. And then what I do is I just rig up a net. I've just started to put it here to illustrate the point, and I'll run this over the whole bed in a second, off camera. But what I do, just coming down, you'll see here, I've got little screws that I've just run around the garden bed every, probably 35 to 50 centimeters. And then I just hook the net, stretch the net up over the hoops to both sides, and I can just quickly loop the net onto those screws for the purposes of keeping the tension on it and stopping it blowing away. And it works really well. I never have a problem with this. So some of these nets I've used on small fruit trees, and that's when you start to get some tears and stuff in the nets. But anyway, this will keep the cockies and galahs out of the beds. So that's really it. Oh, I was going to show you one more thing, and I dragged this bit of wood over here. One thing I have done in the past, I don't do it too often to be honest. I find I don't need to, and I'm not sure it really helps me that much. But you can make little greenhouse hothouses with this as well. So I've got a piece of wood that just basically runs the full length of the garden bed, and what I do is I wrap a bit of plastic around this, the width of the garden bed, and have another one of these on the other side of the garden bed, and I basically run the plastic over the top of the hoops, and then have another piece of wood down here, and I wrap that tight, get it nice and tight, staple or nail the plastic to the bit of wood. You can pull the plastic tight at one end, at each end, and form yourself a little greenhouse. So There are better greenhouse solutions that you can make, little boxes that are hinged and lift up and all that sort of thing. But this becomes a kind of simple way of doing it, and multi-purpose with using the net hoops. And you know, you can roll that bit of plastic up around the bits of wood and then put it on another bed at a later date. If you are doing that, make sure you get the UV protected plastic, would be my only comment. I have used the other plastic in the past, and it lasts about 12 months and then starts to disintegrate. So yeah, few hints, and that gives you a bit of an idea of the net. So we'll put that over the whole thing, and the birds won't be able to get in there. So yeah, hope you found that a little bit useful. Just a quick short video. If you like that, you like the handy hints, and seeing something that's a little bit real in terms of what goes on in the garden and how you can fix those problems, I'll keep the videos coming. Give me a like, and yeah, feel free to subscribe. Love to have you on board, and I'll keep sharing my ideas. Cheers, bye.